that we didn't know that was going to happen, but we kind of had these songs ready for that period of time. Our music's changed a lot. I would say that when we started this band, we just wanted to sound like Neck Deep. We just wanted to sound like super pop punk. And then I would say that like as we've gotten older, we've started appreciating other genres of music, and our latest EP has influences from so many different genres. Like we're influenced by like indie rock, drum and bass, like, you know, electronic dance music. Like there's so many like things that we're adding into our music now that we wouldn't have even like considered when we started this band. But I think when you get older, your tastes change, and then you want to try new things. You don't want to release the same record twice. Me and Teddy, we really we had like this instant just like best friends thing. We had so much in common. A lot of things that we had grown up being bullied or like not really fitting in because of the music that we listened to, not really meeting other people that had the same like, you know, dreams and the same like likes and interests. So I think being able to find somebody like that at that age was very nice. It was very validating as well, and I think that we both like were there for each other through that, and we were like, no, like this is cool, like you're cool. Like we had sat around for a really long time being like, what's it gonna sound like? And for us, it was that we wanted to create the pop punk album of our dreams, and that if it was gonna be our debut album, it was gonna be all the songs that we wish that we had heard when we were growing up. We spent a lot of 2019 touring. We did a lot of writing in between tours, even on tour, which was a little bit difficult because it was our first time on tour and we just wanted to like take everything in, so we're a little bit lazy. We started writing through that year, and then we started tracking it towards the end of the year. The day we finished the record, we went out, and the day later we went into lockdown. So then we went into the whole thing of, what do we do with this album now that is scheduled to come out? And I think that we all thought that it was going to be over in a couple of months, so we were like, we have time to just kind of like let this be mixed and mastered, and like we have time. We're going to be stuck for a little bit. I kind of came to the decision of, do we release this album or not, or do we release it now or later? And so that was a really big conversation that we had, because we knew that we weren't going to be able to shoot music videos, we weren't going to be able to play a show, we weren't going to be able to do like, you know, when you do an album, like your dream was to do like an in-store like acoustic album release thing. Like that was something that we always wanted to do, and we were like, we're not going to get to do that. But we're in this, you know, decision now of, we're all stuck at home, we have no music, like no new music. All we have is time to sit and listen to music, watch movies and stuff. I think the whole concept of self-care was, you know, discovering yourself and kind of learning how to take care of yourself and how to take care of others, and discovering things about your mental health that you don't really realize until you get a little bit older. And so I think that we thought a perfect time for an album like this is right now. So we're not going to wait, we're just going to put it out, and we're going to film music videos when Australia comes out of lockdowns, and when we're not, we'll just do like animated music videos. We had, when we announced, we're like, oh, 2 years of self-care, and then we pressed our photos, was holding our records, and the amount of like comments that we got and the amount of people that like posted about it on that day was actually more than that we had when we did the first year anniversary of it. So we kind of discovered that like the extra year of that record being out and us continuing, you know, to tour again and to put out new music, people have found that album, and it means something to them, you know, post-pandemic and everything like that. Yeah, I think that the reception's been really great. I think that putting out, is this what I look like? I thought when we released Self-Care that I knew everything about myself. Like I was so wise. I was so in tune with my mental health. The whole thing of, is this what I look like, is being like, I am not. I'm learning that, and that's absolutely fine. Like, I think that when I listen to, is this what I look like, it sounds like you're asking yourself a lot of questions. And having someone else kind of say that to me, I was like, yeah, like I don't have the answers that I thought I had. And I hope that in the albums and singles to come that I find some of those answers and I'm able to, you know, to tell them through the songs. We've had 2 great shows in Paris, and culturally, like it's very different. Like being here in Holland as well, like just kind of looking around, it looks very different to Australia. Like, I'm really taking it in, I'm really enjoying it. Everyone's so nice. I mean, music's the great thing for that, because we play our songs and people that like don't speak English like know the words to our song, and that to me is like amazing. So I'm definitely enjoying it. And we do like our first ever yours truly like full headline UK tour, which is going to be really good. I don't really know when we'll be releasing the album. I think we just want to get it perfect. Hasn't even started being recorded, so it could be a while, but I'm excited for it. I think it's going to be like the best record we've ever done. I like to think that Selfcare is very much about the experiences of us being thrown into extensive touring. Like, we had only done a couple of tours around Australia, and then all of a sudden we were like in the UK, we were in America, we were like in all these places that we had never been before. We had so much success with High Hopes and Afterglow that we had a lot of pressure on ourselves to kind of release something that was going to do the same thing, and we had a lot of imposter syndrome because that was kind of what was going on in our lives. That's kind of what Selfcare, you know, a lot is about as well. There's nothing really about the pandemic on that whatsoever. That's kind of what Is This What It Looked Like is about. That's the thing, that's the reason why we decided to release it, was because it felt so like, it kind of felt very before its time almost, like in terms of like the concept, that we didn't know that was going to happen, but we kind of had these songs ready for that period of time. And it's funny how music works. A song can mean one thing when it's written, and it can mean something completely different to somebody else that listens to it. But even for me myself, there are songs on that record that I sing now live, and they don't mean to me what they meant then. They mean something completely different now. And I think that's a really beautiful thing about music. Every single night, because it's the beginning of the tour, we've just been trying to kind of go out and see as much as we can, and like try to hang out with everyone as much as we can, so we all get to know each other at the beginning of the tour, and then it's like a couple of weeks of like, yeah, of good fun. I think just they can expect a new era for yours truly. I think that Is This What I Look Like really taught us that we are capable of so much more what we thought we were. I think that it taught us that we can be absolutely whoever we want to be, and that we can be that band that Teddy and I dreamt about when we were teenagers.